The two most common coping mechanisms that I find in people who are disconnected to their emotions and their bodies. Number one, sleeping often as a coping mechanism. Number two is the only way that you can allow yourself to cry is through sad music and sad movies.
It is a disconnection, however, you don't have to shame people on it.
The only way for a woman to tap into her femininity is when a man is a provider and a protector, when she feels safe and she feels like he's doing and she feels like he's giving.
The thing that's really important when it comes to this stuff is welcome to Life by 8, your blueprint for designing your ultimate life. I'm Rebecca Grugan, your architect on this journey to building a life fully lived. Using our 8 Pillars to Human Wellness framework, we'll explore how to transform your everyday from ordinary to extraordinary. So let's go. Welcome back to another episode of me reacting live to some shit that's going trendy on socials.
7 unhealthy habits I cut out of my life that profoundly changed.
Firstly, what the fuck is unhealthy?
1. Drinking alcohol. 2. Using my phone in any way while walking. 3. Staying up late, which cost my sleep quality.
Definitely agree with that
4.
one.
Unconscious eating decisions that led to terrible dieting.
Unconscious eating decisions that led to terrible dieting. Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people eat while they're walking, but sometimes we don't have a choice. Like we're in the car with the kids or whatever our routine is. So sometimes we are unconscious, but I think that it doesn't mean that it leads or has to lead to terrible dieting.
5. Negative and fixed mindset people that brought bad energy.
Absolutely, but I fucking hate good vibes only. So good vibes only as like a thing that people talk about, it means it almost doesn't give permission for people to feel negative states. And we all feel negative states. The thing is that you get to choose where you spend your energy. But the thing is that if we're all about fucking good vibes only, we're cutting out 90% of the population who actually feel quite bad about themselves or feel negative. So I don't agree with that one.
6. Consuming media that made me feel unmotivated, uninspired, or distracted.
Well, firstly, he's got fucking Mr. Beast on the TV, and so I'm not sure if that's unmotivated or uninspired because he's pretty fucking cool and does cool shit for humanity. However, yes, I definitely talk about turning off the news, but sometimes it's also important to get different perspectives in life.
7. Feeling obligated to respond to texts, calls, or emails immediately.
You fucking are obligated. Yes, I agree with most of that, though sometimes he's erring on that whole good vibes only shit, which I definitely not a fucking advocate for.
The two most common coping mechanisms that I find in people who are disconnected to their emotions and their bodies, and sorry in advance if I call you out on this one. Number one, sleeping often as a coping mechanism. So you're stressed, you go to sleep. You're overwhelmed, you go to sleep. You're emotional, you go to sleep. Number two is the only way that you can allow yourself to cry is through sad music and sad movies.
Okay. Coping mechanisms. Yes, people are disconnected and they're going to sleep, but I'm not sure if this, I guess the way she's talking about it, firstly, she shouldn't have to apologize. Like, why are you apologizing firstly? Like, are you actually really sorry? But yeah, sleep is absolutely important. However, calling people out about that being a coping mechanism, it's actually that people do need more sleep. So I can see her on that one. And then the other one about crying, some people don't know how to cry, like as in they haven't been given permission in their lives. And so sometimes sad songs, sad music, sad movies helps them actually understand and process that feeling. So calling people out on it, yeah, cool. You're apparently sorry. But it is a disconnection. However, you don't have to shame people on it.
The only way for a woman to tap into her femininity is when a man is a provider and a protector, when she feels safe and she feels like he's doing and she feels like he's giving. That's the only time she can remove her cape, remove her boss lady and remove her powerful cape and leave everything outside and just come home to a man and be a little girl. But sadly, that doesn't happen anymore.
Firstly, why the fuck is she wearing a hat inside? There's lots of you who wear the hat in the thing. It's like a fucking part of your branding. Cool, but you're inside. So it makes no logical sense to me. However, if we talk about the fact that to come home to be a little girl to a man, do you know how many women actually got fucked over by being the little girl going home to a man? That statement in itself would put women into protection. They wouldn't feel safe. We want to feel safe. It's why so many people have daddy issues and why so much domestic violence is happening. However, the thing that's really important when it comes to this stuff is how we talk about it, how we actually allow people to connect with it. Because yeah, she's almost as if she's speaking on behalf of all women. And nowhere should we ever speak on behalf of everybody and everything. And not all superheroes are male. So why does the cape have to come off? Why can't there be women in their feminine who are in their cape? Doesn't happen anymore. That's a fucking generalization, woman. It does happen. It does happen. There are fucking people who are in really healthy relationships where the woman can go home and feel safe and be held by the masculine. But when you say it like that, you're like, yeah, that's going to get buy-in, but it also makes it seem like, oh, well, what's the fucking point? It doesn't happen anyway. But there is examples of where it happens. So the fact that it never happens anymore, sadly, I don't agree with that one.
A woman will stay in her masculine energy until a man makes her feel safe to be comfortable in her feminine energy. Her masculine energy is a defense mechanism. It's something she does to protect herself from all the trauma she's been through.
It is a defense mechanism because we don't feel safe. A woman will stay in her masculine until she is comfortable.
She's independent. She doesn't have anyone to fall back on. And she refuses to waste any more time on men who just keep taking from her.
Okay, he speaks about a woman, not all women.
And until a man can prove he is a provider and a safe place for her to be feminine, don't expect her energy to change.
If you judged a book by its cover, you'd be like, this guy's just trying to do that to get laid. But actually, every single word he said is true. I love the fact that the man is willing to educate men and people on it instead of the women having to come from the victim mindset to get that knowledge across. Men, if you're listening, it is super powerful, and he is correct in what he's saying, in my opinion. It gives me hope for humanity. Well, there you go, guys. That's a wrap on those mini episodes of me reacting live to things that are trending on socials. If you'd like to see more of those reactions, or you have suggestions on what you want me to react to, let me know below. Thank you for joining me living life by 8. If this episode hit home, brought value to you in any way, I would love your support with a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform too. And don't let your journey end here. Connect with me and my community at Rebecca Grugan on all social platforms. I look forward to going deeper with you on your journey.